Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
What is
Apparently, I don't know what that is.
Well, hello and good evening, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the SaVeg podcast with yours truly, and of course, the beautiful Rose.
The beautiful Rose.
Who's looking exxtra radiant today,
God,
actually.
you be
I
so
must say.
nice.
I know the last couple episodes, Rose, you've been really turning it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I was like editing the last episode that just came out, and like Rose is wearing this like quite nice kind of top, and I'm just like, oh wow,
Or maybe
Rose,
I was dressed up for something.
you trying to impress our listeners?
No one else sees us.
Maybe they get a sense of like when you're feeling like more dressed up, your voice exuberates confidence.
I'm more confident, absolutely.
Exactly.
It's a thing.
So,
It's a thing.
it is a thing.
So right now I have a little smoky eye situation. Oh, I do look good.
I told you I wasn't
Damn.
lying. I'm not
Damn.
I would be telling
You're
you
not
the
a
truth.
liar.
Yeah. If you didn't look good, Rose, I'd tell you.
I do the same.
Exactly.
Well, Daniel's got a nice, unshaven look going on.
Almost a full beard.
Almost a full beard.
Lots of
Are you not doing Movember, Daniel?
No,
Did you consider?
I was considering it.
Why not?
I could still do it. I could just like shave.
I feel like
this-
you could easily grow a mustache,
God damn it.
judging by this like beard situation.
God damn. This is like a week and a half of not shaving.
Oh,
though.
really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's been a while. So,
Gosh.
some people at my work are doing Movember. I was gonna do it, but I don't know. I just kind of thought to myself, no.
I just want to see what you look like with a mustache.
Should I just grow a mustache just this month?
It's for a good cause.
Yeah,
I
true.
think it's for prostate cancer.
Yeah, it's for like
It's to raise money. I'll donate if you.
Will you? God
I
damn.
will.
I'll send the link over
But
to
you know-
use.
Let's talk about that for a second. You know the cancer, donation funds.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they a little shady?
Well, this is the thing. Here's the
Do
thing.
you know much about that?
I don't know that much about it, but one thing that I found out in my lifetime about charities and donations, and guys, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way to think that I'm not like thinking it's a good thing to donate to charity. I do. But I found out that a lot of the costs and things behind charities actually go to like the administration, and like
Yes.
they're saying it's like a lot of charities, you should find out what the ratio is, because a lot of them are this 80-20 rule, where 80% of your donation goes to the marketing and the admin costs and everything else, and 20% actually goes to the cause.
Right.
So way higher than I thought initially. With the cancer ones, I don't know, but like it seems. Why, Rose? What are your thoughts? Why do you think it's a little?
Well, I haven't done enough research, so
Yeah.
this is complete speculation. But I have heard, like for example, things like breast cancer. It's become a huge marketable, thing where it's like pink is, the color, and there's the ribbon, and there's all sorts of different things. And what is it really going to? Like, do we actually know the information? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I'm sure. I think we probably should do a little bit more research
Let
on
me-
this, because I'm like
We're being conspiracy theorists at the
exactly,
moment.
because I would be feeling comfortable. I know what you mean, though. I think some of these charities get, in a sense, not bigger than the cause, but like they get so big and they become this almost like this money making machine as well, right? So think about like a lot of these cancer associations, which again I'm not knocking them. I think they're doing some great work, but you're right. Like there's a lot of people that make livings, and it's like marketing and doing a ton of stuff. So there's a lot of auxiliary activities.
Sure. Oh my God, what does that even mean?
Like
My English is bad. It's my second language.
Your English is better than mine, right? It's
This is true.
auxiliary activity is like I'm not even saying it right. Why can't I talk?
Auxiliary. Oh my God.
It's like a activity on the side.
Okay,
Like,
sure.
It stems off the
Sure.
main activity. Anyway.
Okay, well, listen to this. Too many organizations and companies take advantage of. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze.
Uh-oh. Bless you.
Woo! It's the vid. No, I'm just kidding. I really shouldn't be joking around.
I know
about
we
this.
really shouldn't. Rose.
Guys, we have to laugh, otherwise we'll cry. Okay.
Exactly. Oh God, that will be later in the podcast, guys.
Well, I think maybe there's like. Okay, it says these types of fraudulent organizations are nothing new. Last May, 4 charities were busted after having gleaned over $187 million. So maybe it just And some of the, okay, look, all of them: Cancer Support Services, Breast Cancer Society, Children's Cancer Fund of America, and Cancer Fund of America were run by the same family. And the vast majority of the funds went into their pockets. So these are the type of things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that it's bad, but it's like, I guess we should look into, the charities.
And I have to say, like, if you organized a charity yourself, like if you started, like, let's say you started the breast cancer charity or whatever, I feel like there's an ethical obligation to not become like rich off of it. Do you know what I mean?
It's not the whole point because it's a nonprofit.
Exactly.
So you're supposed to take home a reasonable salary.
Exactly.
But not like
reasonable.
Yeah, it's supposed to go into the the actual cause. And another thing that a lot of people say, again, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, this part, again, very conspiracy
Huge
theorist.
speculation here,
okay?
guys.
But a lot of people say that, with something like cancer, there might be actually potentially a cure or something.
I have heard this.
Yes, I'm sure everyone has heard this. Like, there's potentially a cure, but there's so much money in these organizations that they're just going to keep pumping money into it.
Yeah, it's almost like one of those things where they're kind of like, okay, we found a cure to this, but like the thing is, if we release, and I'm not saying that this is right, because again, guys, this is very conspiracy.
Guys, you've come to the conspiracy theory episode.
Yeah, we need to do far more research, but these are just initial thoughts, guys. But you're right. Like I can see why, if an organization was making so much money in charitable donations, then if there was a cure found, it's not in the best interest of that charity.
Of course. And it's not just the charity, but it's also the, for example, in America, where they have a for-profit healthcare system and they, cancer must be a big moneymaker.
This is actually the funny thing. Okay. There is some
evidence. Maybe not evidence.
Not evidence, but like there's a speculation. Let's just call it speculation here, guys.
Yes.
And again, we welcome your thoughts as well on this. But big pharma has become such a big industry in the US that they're saying like not just cancers, but like a lot of different ailments. Again, there might be cures or there could be some, remedies and things that we could be taking. But again, these huge multi-billion-dollar organizations that are pumping out, antibiotics and like all kinds of like, different types of medication, it's not in their best interest.
Exactly.
The second that there's a cure for something, they're going to be like, well, we are no longer making money.
Exactly.
So
I don't think it's crazy to think that, there is something going on because, I mean, if that is your livelihood, making money off of these things, of course you don't want your livelihood to be gone.
Yeah.
And it's not just you, but it's like insurance companies and it's all these other, organizations, which is probably why it should not be a for-profit industry. But anyway, we just started off on a serious topic, Daniel.
Rose be talking about her conspiracy
so
theories
maybe
today,
you
guys.
shouldn't start Movember because I don't know if I want to donate to this charity.
Damn. I think the important thing is with charities, and we could probably find it with Movember and a lot of these other ones, is find out or try to find out, because I think it should be public information, how much of your donation actually goes to the charity. I think they have to release those facts, don't they?
But then what is that money being used for? It's been years. Where's the fucking cure, bitch?
It has been a long time.
I'm just kidding.
No. Some of these are more complicated issues.
Yes, I know.
I'm
I'm joking about that, and like it's very sad, and I feel like also it's like, I feel like our society, we focus so much on like, okay, once you get the cancer, it's like then we should focus on the cure. But it's like, why don't we start with actually, preventing it? Yeah. Like, for example, I was thinking about this. I always think about this now. When you're growing up and you go to school and stuff, I don't know how the schools are now, but like. The food they give you in schools, like,
oh my God.
First of all, vending machines are just full of junk. In like elementary school, kids can get like chips for like $1 or something. And there's
probably
no healthy
$3 now.
Maybe with inflation, yes. Yeah. But I remember even in our high school, like I barely bought lunch because my mom was, nice enough to pack me lunches. Yeah. Because she didn't want us to eat like the shitty food.
I know I never understood this because like,
exactly.
sorry to jump in, but
fine.
like it was the same at my high school and my junior high. It was like the lunch special would be like a grilled cheese sandwich or a hot dog or hamburger
that's
or
so messed up.
Macaroni and cheese. And the thing that's crazy is, I remember there was a British chef. What was his name? Jamie Oliver.
Right.
And
he started like a campaign, didn't he?
Yeah, he started a campaign in the UK because he was wondering why a lot of these schools were serving this kind of junk food, right? And a lot of people, like the reasoning behind it and their arguments was, it's just cheaper for the schools to do that. That's why they're doing this. But then I think in this documentary, I seem to remember him proving that actually it was easier for these schools and it was cheaper to serve healthier options for the children.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then why did they do that then?
Well, I have no idea. I have no idea why they just, I don't know. It's like this like weird thing. And I don't know. With regards to the vending machines,
Yes.
those are from big corporates.
Yes. Well, I think even the school lunch system. I seem to remember watching a documentary. Maybe it was like, I want to say it was Super Size Me, but maybe it was something else.
Yeah.
Where they kind of talk about how the reason why there's like crappy food in your schools is because of like certain companies that like
Sponsor.
bid. Yeah, something like that.
Well, because if you think about it, like for a company, and again, like for like a company that sells food, to get a school contract in any city pretty much is a huge contract. Like even in our, we don't have that big of a city, but there's like hundreds of schools here.
Right.
So you get one school contract and you supply to all the cafeterias. That's a huge contract. So...
But it's like so messed up. And then it's like kids eat this crappy food and then they develop these bad habits. And the thing is, the parents should not have to like make lunches so that you avoid bad food at your school.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, I mean, they can make lunches. Like I don't have necessarily a problem with, parents making their kids lunches. Yeah. But it's like, if they have to do that as a deterrent for you to not eat the shitty food that's served in your schools, the school's supposed to have your kid's best interest.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to like actively... That's what I'm saying. It's like they make it so easy. Like society, everything in society makes it so easy for you to be unhealthy because it's so much more inconvenient to be healthy because you have to make your kids lunch every single day.
It's interesting because to echo that statement, you're gonna really judge me hardcore on this one, Rose, but like, and also our listeners. So I do apologize. This was the old me. Okay. This was back in the day.
What?
So next to our high school, conveniently again, always it seems to be next to like high schools and junior highs.
God, like a junk food place.
There was McDonald's and a 7-Eleven. So I remember I used to go to that McDonald's almost like not every lunch, but like probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh God, yeah.
Having McDonald's for lunch. And it was because like all my friends would go there. Everyone went to the McDonald's. And
yeah, and it's like the cool thing to do as well.
Exactly, because everyone was hanging out there. So everyone's
like not cool if you bring your own lunch. That's another thing.
Everyone would be like, oh,
you're lame.
Can you not afford to get lunch?
Yeah.
Or like, what's your thing? You know, like, why are you eating that? Like, come on, like, we'll go to McDonald's. It's so much tastier.
Yeah.
And it's conveniently right there. It's interesting that like I found that, and I think like a lot of schools, I bet you if we went around the city of Calgary and drove past high schools, I bet you a lot of them would have like an A&W or
for sure, because
next to it.
Those places know that if they have if they station themselves right next to a high school, they know they're going to get that business. You know what I mean? And I remember even with our high school, there was like this like famous burger place, like burger and fries place that everyone went to.
Is it CBC Drive-In?
Yeah. No, I think so. Something like that.
Okay.
Wait,
high school?
I went to St. Francis.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it is. It's CBC Drive-In.
Yeah, it's like a small like burger place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was like really popular. And then there was like a pizza place and like, that's it. And it's like, of course the kids are going to make bad decisions. Exactly. These are children.
Well, and not only that, it's like also like you get a certain amount of time for lunch breaks, right? And if your only option, like let's say you didn't pack a lunch and your only option is, hey, school cafeteria, which has junk food, McDonald's across the street or 7-Eleven, it's like, well, you don't really have that many. You have an hour to go somewhere. So it kind of does make it more challenging to be healthy.
100%. So it's kind of sad. And yeah, I don't know. So maybe instead of donating to 1 million cancer organizations, we can talk about how to reform the way that we teach people to eat to begin with, so that we don't have to deal with so much cancer to begin with.
Well, exactly. Because they do say, I mean, there's been so many studies now, and actually there was one quite recently, I think it was a couple of years ago. I can't remember exactly the year, but the World Health Organization, they deemed... processed meats, people used to use as actually cancerogenous. Is that right? Carcinogenous. I can't even speak today. What is wrong with me?
Oh my God, now I can't speak.
What is it?
A carcinogen.
Yes, a carcinogen.
Yes.
So
yes, red meat as well.
Yeah.
That is also part of it.
So it's kind of...
it's in the same family or something as cigarettes.
Exactly. So it's interesting that we're finding this out now. And like back when I was growing up, and it probably still, I don't know if it still is to this day, but back when I was growing up, it was like, that was quite popular to
like salami, ham. Yeah, like
quickly your parents can make a sandwich, throw it together. You could make a sandwich. Like it was like we always had lunch meat in the house. So yeah. I
hope you don't have that anymore. Do your parents still eat that?
No, they don't actually.
Good.
Yeah. They stopped eating processed meats a long time ago.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of messed up. Anyway, so shall we talk about the election?
Oh goddamn!
Lord Jesus.
Speaking of messed up, I like seriously, guys. I have to say, I've been living for all the freaking memes out there. There was one that was like the cutest one. Actually, I should post it. It was like it showed all the states, because you know how like obviously they have, I don't fully understand how the U.S. election works, but you know how they have states like that were solid colors, and then you'd have the swing states that hadn't decided, and it was like everybody had pretty much decided except for a few, and one of them was like Nevada, and it was like the 6 points that Joe Biden needed to like push it over.
Yeah.
And the meme was like, I want to find somebody that looks at me like everyone looks at Nevada. Like with longing and wanting to know what's happening.
Oh my, that's so funny.
I know.
Seriously, the memes are so good. Like, who is coming up with these memes?
Seriously, you guys are making my life.
Honestly. Anyway, if you guys want to see all the memes that Daniel posts, go to our Instagram.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I remember when did the election start? It was like on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I remember like kind of watching. I wasn't like fully watching because like I don't fully understand how it works either.
I don't get it either.
So I just kind of wait until like the results come out. It's like it's all about like the electoral college or something. So like the states have like a certain number of seats or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
And then so
some states are more important than others.
Exactly.
Right.
So because certain states, like, for sure it's going to be Democrat, and certain states, for sure it's going to be Republican. And then there's like the swing states that are like,
undecided.
Yeah.
Or close. Very close
exactly.
usually. Yeah.
So anyways, I was kind of watching, but then I like wasn't. But then like it was like nerve wracking.
Oh my God.
Like
it was
I remember
so
that night
stressful.
I couldn't sleep. Like I woke up at 4 a.m. of like, and I'm pretty sure I had a dream that like Donald Trump won or something.
Oh God.
And I like woke up feeling anxious. I was like, oh my God. Because like what happened was, and like I think I told you before when the elections was happening, because I follow some like political channels, and one of the channels I follow is my political crush.
Your crush? Who be your crush, Rose? Shall we shout out to him?
Oh my God!
Could you imagine if he like commented and was like,
"Oh my
"Hi,
God,
Rose.
hi, move to Canada. I will give you a citizenship.
Rose will marry you, and you guys can have long, sexy political chats."
No, so his channel is Secular Talk. Oh. His name is Kyle. Hello, Kyle.
I would laugh so hard
no way.
if he slid into your
anyway,
DMs.
Oh my God, I would love. Please slide into my DMs. Anyways, so anyways, I follow him on YouTube, and he posts a lot about, politics and stuff like that. So I get a lot of like info from him. And he was saying about the election and how he was like, guys, like in the beginning it's gonna swing a certain way. I think he said that the first day they haven't counted all the mail-in ballots yet.
Yeah.
So the first day it's going to swing heavily to Donald Trump. So everyone's gonna think and freak out that Donald Trump won, but actually as they start counting the mail-in ballots, apparently most people that vote by mail-in are actually Democrat. I don't know why. Okay. And that's exactly what happened. So the first day, I remember people were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, I feel like Trump is going to win. And then because I remember what he had said, I kind of calmed down, but I was still like, oh God.
You're like, oh my God,
what
what's gonna
if,
happen? Yeah.
Because he still did better than people anticipated. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked that there's still so many states that are like believe in him.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I'm not saying on this podcast either that I thought like Joe Biden was like, I didn't think either option was fantastic. I wasn't like, oh my God, like I would love for Joe. But it was like the lesser of two evils.
It was the least exciting. It was more like anxiety inducing election.
Exactly. It's like we just knew that like, well, and from my perspective, I was like, I just didn't want to see Trump in again, because it's not even just, it's about his policy. It's about the person that he is or portrays. It's horrible. So anyway, you continue, Rose.
I don't know what I was saying.
So you're talking about the mail-in votes.
Yes. So then, basically that's what happened. And then, in the end, Biden won. And I was kind of annoyed mildly because, I mean, I get it. I get that this was a very emotionally charged election.
100%.
Not that, I mean, all elections are, but this one, like, especially because so many people did not want Donald Trump to win.
Exactly. There was a record turnout of voters. So.
And like the problem is the Democratic Party is going to think, oh, we did such a great campaign. Like we did such a great job. No, it's just your opposition is so bad that people came to vote because they were freaking out. That's genuinely why, like, I bet like 90% of people 100%. That voted.
Literally, like so many, you're right. So many people were there. And you could see when they were like also interviewing people and stuff, like there were so many people that were like, we needed to stand together against Trump. So it wasn't like, we're so for Biden.
Yes, 100%.
It was like, it was just that Trump unified a nation against him.
Literally.
Yeah.
It was, and because last time, in the 2016 election, because no one thought Trump was going to, a lot of people didn't think Trump was possibly going to win.
Yeah.
So a lot of people didn't show up.
Exactly.
So then the people that would have normally voted maybe because they weren't excited about Hillary, they didn't show up. So then that's why Trump won, essentially. That's one of the reasons. And then so this time they freaked out more, I think. There was like definitely a panic because they were like, oh my God, what if it happens again? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely what I was thinking.
Exactly. Well, again, like, yeah, I think that's a lot of people were feeling that sentiment, and they were thinking, you know, we don't want this person to run our country. Like we don't want this person to be a symbol of the United States of America. So,
and the one thing Joe Biden, I think is going to do is get back into the Paris Agreement, the climate agreement, which is like probably, you know, which is like one of the reasons why you should have voted for Joe Biden if you care about the climate.
Yeah. Which I feel like everyone should.
Well, some people think it's a hoax, Daniels.
You know?
But anyway, no, I was getting annoyed by there was all this news coverage after, which again, I get it. It's like a big deal. But then people were like so excited. And again, I can't tell if they're excited for Joe Biden or if they're just excited that Trump is gone. Yeah. But I'm like, guys, like you have to realize that, he's better than Trump, but he's not going to be some like magical, you know, figure that's going to change America for the better.
Exactly.
It's just going to go back to normal, whatever normal is.
I think he might try to repair some of the relationships and stuff as well. Because I remember there was like a chat with who was it, Justin Trudeau or something. They were saying like Donald Trump didn't necessarily like attack Canada or anything, but like he didn't. I can't remember exactly what it was with the agreement or something that him and
with like NAFTA.
No, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were just making a comment. Yeah, they were making a comment about how. Yeah. Anyway, he was making it so the relations between Canada wasn't as good as it could be. And, you know, that could be something that Biden changes, like small changes to go back to how we were before. You know what I mean? Right. So, but yeah, I think the craziness for me, and I don't know if this is like the whole thing was like, it's so funny because it was almost like at some points it almost took away that. What am I trying to say? It was not like we were watching an election. It was almost like I was watching a movie or something because of the like the drama and the video coverage and like it was insane. yeah. Like literally crazy. And then the most not ironic part, I kind of knew this was going to happen anyway. Like I didn't forecast this, but I thought if Trump loses, he's not going to take this well.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone knew that. He cannot lose, this man.
I know. And literally he took it worse than I think anyone had anticipated.
Is he suing or something?
Well, he's basically undermining, and this is what people are getting really mad about in the U.S. They're like, okay, look, you lost. Okay, Biden is won. Just let it go. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. You know, you'll step down. You know, gracefully and like leave the presidency, right? And he's just basically saying the election was fraudulent. You know, there's a bunch of ballots that weren't counted properly, and there was a lot of there's terms thrown around like illegal votes, and actually
based on zero evidence.
Exactly. There were so many. It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
There was a lot of news stations where Trump was like airing something like a speech or whatever when he brought up all these allegations, and the news reporters and stuff stepped in and were like, we're gonna have to actually stop this because there's no factual evidence to what he's saying. And like news reporters were cutting in. Like people were getting so angry. Like it was crazy.
Oh God.
And the ironic thing is about it all is like, you know how Trump was like, oh, this election, it's been falsified and blah, blah, blah. We need to recount the votes in certain states. But it's only the states that he lost. You don't hear him being like, oh, well, in that state, we need to like, I don't know. I can't remember which states he necessarily won. I can't remember the whole.
Oh my God. It's like a child. It's like a child being like, no, I definitely won.
Exactly. He's like, oh, well, you know, the states that I won, those are legitimate. There's no evidence of any tampering. But the ones I lost, definitely we need to recount it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I mean, what a lesson learned for the American people. I think, Trump getting elected was a
wake-up call.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking. What is that? Is it outside?
There was some kind of sound or something.
Yeah, I think it's a bit windy outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
like the wind was blowing.
So yeah, I think it was an interesting 4 years.
Well, this is it, and you know, I just think. A big part of why I didn't like Trump, there's so many reasons, but it's just like the character and the person that he was. And you know what I mean? Like so blatantly like disrespectful and all of these characters where I'm like, why would you want this person representing your country? And again, I think that's why a lot of people came out to vote is again, they weren't necessarily saying that what Biden represented was such a fantastic change for the country, but it was like a small step in the right direction.
I think it's also like, it's his character, but it's also like the way he does everything. It's like, it's not like he has great, if he was just like really rude and, you know, unhinged, but he had like good policies, then whatever.
Exactly.
But it's like, it's everything combined. Not only is he like completely disrespectful and rude, narcissistic, has so many issues, definitely needs to see a therapist. Okay. But not only that, but he's incredibly corrupt as well. And
I know he always throws corruption around, but never points the finger. He is like a freaking child.
He is.
It's like, you did it. You did it.
I know. It's insane. And then just, yeah. And the fact that he doesn't believe in climate change, or says he doesn't believe in climate change because he probably has a bunch of donors, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we'll see what happens with this presidency. And you know what else annoyed me as well? Maybe I'll get some hate for this.
What annoyed you, Rose?
God damn, everything annoys me nowadays.
God damn, because we're getting old.
We becoming
it's like as we're getting
grumpy
old, we're getting more bitter.
People, absolutely.
I'm becoming a bitter.
Oh
bitter
god damn,
person.
we've seen too much shit. You know,
Damn, we've lived a laugh.
We've lived a laugh. Well, one thing that was annoying me so much was like, again, because I was at my parents' house, like when I think like the day after they actually announced the presidency.
Yeah.
And they were playing like the news, and like every single 2 seconds, like I think, how do I say her name? Is it Kamala Harris or anyway?
Yeah, I think
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I think it's Kamala.
So everything I hear about her, and the only thing I've ever heard about this person is that she is a woman of color.
Yeah.
She's the first woman of color vice president.
Yeah, they really hyped it.
Oh, I just cannot stand. Like, I get it. Yeah, like you can say it once. Cool. Like it is a big deal.
Of course.
Like, of course it's a milestone. Of course it's a big deal. And yeah, we could be celebrating this, but that is not the only thing. And I can almost guarantee you that most people that are like all over Kamala Harris does not even know what she stands for. They just care about the fact that she's a woman of color. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal, but also that's not that big of a deal. That's just who she is. It doesn't mean she's going to be a great vice president. It doesn't mean anything. Like, that doesn't tell you any information. But do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it annoys me so much. Like, just because someone is a woman does not mean she's going to be a great politician. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Or just like somebody's a man as well. It doesn't, the thing is,
yes,
the race, the ethnicity, the gender, all of that stuff, it does come to a point where it's like, okay, well, but what are your actual policies? How are you going to run this country? What are you going to do? Because it could be, what am I trying to say? It's like that stuff. I get why it's kind of relevant, but also it's so important to understand what they believe in and what they stand for. So like you said about Trump, we didn't like Trump. Well, I say we didn't.
we did not.
Yeah.
We collectively did
we
not.
collectively did not. And part of it was the person that he was. But if he, like Rose said, like if he was this horrible person, like, but he had these amazing groundbreaking policies and stuff, people might think differently, right? But the fact is, it was the combined of both, where you're like, okay, well, he's really arrogant, really narcissistic, and he can't really run this country.
Yeah.
So we need to replace him. But you're right. Like with Kamala Harris, it's like, I think it is fantastic that we have a woman of color, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to do a good or bad job, right? So it's kind of like we have to see what her policy's like, what she's going to do, because they're in really, really important positions, and they're technically running the like most powerful economy in the world, which impacts. This is why though the U.S. election becomes such a gong show.
Oh god, and gong show.
Yeah,
guys, do you know what a gong show is? You know that's a Canadian term.
Is it?
You didn't know this, Daniel?
No, I didn't know.
A gong show is, that's so funny because I was thinking about this term today.
Were you?
I don't know why I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my God. Like, I can't remember why I was thinking about gong show. And then I was like, oh my God, I realized like it's so Canadian.
Yeah.
So a gong show, would you like to explain what a gong show is, Daniel? Well, or should we get people to guess? No, we should explain it.
Yeah, I think we should definitely explain it. So like the way that I think of it, but I could be completely wrong, but my thought process of like what's a gong show, it's like if you had like a bunch of gongs in a room and everyone's like banging them and stuff, it would make so much noise and so much commotion, and it would just be like kind of a bit like
it's chaotic,
exactly. So when you say something's a gong show, it's exactly that. It's like there's so much going on, it's all over the place. It's like so basically that's what it was.
Why is this a Canadian term?
I don't know. Very strange.
Are we all for the gongs? Like what?
I guess we love a good gong, I
didn't know this was a Canadian term until I think I was somewhere abroad and then I said something like this.
But this is the funny thing about terminology though, is you don't realize the Canadian things that we say until
you leave.
Exactly. And then you start speaking with other people and you're like, oh, like,
what is that?
You don't know what that means? Like
like a toque.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's another one.
So a toque, guys, is like a beanie. It's like a hat,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently it's a Canadian word. I think
It
it's
is, yeah.
a French Canadian.
Yeah.
But I grew up saying it like, you know, it's just something that was part of our vocabulary.
Exactly.
But then I found out recently, well, maybe not recently, but like I found out as an adult that it was a Canadian term. A toque.
Yeah. Well, there's some tidbits for you
Yes,
for you
toque and gong
non-Canadian
show.
listeners. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, who knows what's going to happen?
Exactly.
I mean, I think that, not to be a completely cynical grandma, but I will be,
Okay.
as I usually am.
Oh gosh.
I think he picked Kamala Harris so that he looks good because he wanted to appeal to
Oh goddamn.
the Black and women population.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was. I don't think that. I think because Kamala Harris like actually also ran for president. Okay. So
Yeah.
she ran to be the Democratic candidate president, but I don't think she was that popular. Like she wasn't popular at all. But then why did he pick her? Okay. A few reasons, because she's also very like, I think similar in terms of Biden, like very status quo type of person. And also because she's a Black woman or part Black, whatever she is. I think she's half Indian and half Black.
Yeah, she's like half South Asian.
Yeah, she's a woman of color.
Yeah.
So I think that he thought this was an opportunity to make him look good. Honestly, I think that's what it is. It's politics, guys.
It is.
This is like
It's all a game.
Exactly. And like Joe Biden's been in the game for a long time, so he knows.
Yeah, he knows how to play the game.
Oh man, what an old man though. Do you think he's gonna survive?
Oh my god, I
Oh my
know.
god, I saw his speech, like, you know, his like presidential like first speech that he like after he won president.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god, this man is like so old.
Because how old is he? Like, isn't he like 70?
He is like 78, I think.
You're kidding.
Or maybe not. Okay, let me
You need to Google how old
I
is
know.
how old is he? Because you're right. Like, he's like definitely like getting
he
up
is
there.
up there, and like they say he has like dementia.
Oh my
like-
god.
Have you not heard this?
Oh my god. You're the third person.
No,
that
this
said
is like
this.
widespread information. Like,
he has it.
well, a lot of people are speculating that, like, for example, they've had interviews of him like during his campaign and stuff, where he would be like talking, and then all of a sudden he's like losing his train of thought, or like he
But
says
that
something.
happens to all of us.
Yeah, but it's like it's pretty bad with him. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Like,
I lose my train of thought all the time.
I mean, that's true, but like.
That's because I'm crazy though.
Well, okay, so this dude is 77 years old, turning 78 on November 20th.
Okay, so that means in 4 years he's gonna be 82.
Yeah. Okay, seriously, and I was telling my parents this. I was like, is he not tired? Like, don't you want to just retire and like chill, dude?
That's actually a really good point.
You know
like,
what I
mean,
mean?
I
Like, leave it to the younger people. Fuck me. Like, unless you. Okay, seriously. Again, I know that Bernie is also old. He's older than Biden, I think,
is he?
by like maybe a year or two.
Okay.
But at least he had very specific things he wanted to change. So he wanted to change a lot of things. So he saw, you know, his country, America, and he thought, okay, there's some things that desperately need to change.
Yeah.
So I understand his like desire to run, because it's like obviously he was very passionate about changing these things. But when it's someone like Joe Biden, it's like, you don't really want to change anything, do you? Like, there's not much. I feel like he doesn't really stand for anything.
Yeah.
Yet you're old. It's like, aren't you tired? Like, don't you just want to retire?
I don't know. But
It's a power thing, you know?
Yeah, part of it. And also like depends, because like, you know, I look at like my grandparents, for example, and a couple of them, they didn't really retire. They retired eventually, but like for a long time they were doing like
Work?
Yeah.
Until how old? Your grandparents are young, Daniel.
That's true.
They're probably younger than Joe Biden.
No.
Are they not?
No, they're all older. Like by a little bit.
Yeah.
So Joe Biden could be my grandfather.
Easily, yes.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to put myself in the position of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Like at the age of like almost 80, I would just want to chill, dude. Like, I want to chill. I've been working all my life. And like, if you're not gonna, like, there's not many years left. So what, you're just gonna work? And like, seriously though,
But
like,
some people get really bored.
that's true.
This is the reason why
But it's like,
a
that
lot
is
of
such
people,
a tiring job.
I know that
Like,
is
you're
true.
running the entire fucking world. We're
not like-
relying on a 78-year-old man to run this world, bitch.
True. you're right. Because you know what? It's not like it's like a little part-time job. Like, you know what I
It's
mean?
a
Like,
full-time fucking job. I mean, unless
Exactly.
you're like Trump, all you have to do is tweet and play golf.
yeah, that's true. That's all he really did, isn't it?
Oh my god, seriously, I don't even.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like, who knows what they actually do? Who knows what's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Who knows if they're just making appearances? I don't know.
Are they just the face? You
They
know,
are.
like
I think they are just the face.
the symbolic.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the laws or the legislation and stuff goes through the not the
'Cause
House
they-
of Commons.
There's
but,
like the
Senate
we need
state-
to
state
we
of
need to
Senate?
study this. There's the Senate. There's the House of Commons.
House of Commons is
No,
Canadian.
House of house. The house of something. There's a house of some sort.
There's a house. The White House.
No, there is a house. I think there's a house. Guys, apologies for the lack of understanding. But I know that there's certain, like, even if they wanted to pass something, they have to go through like a bunch of different like, scenarios.
It's actually pretty complex though, because I remember even doing this in school. I never really got too into like the US politics. But I remember when we had to learn about Canadian politics.
Oh my God, it was so boring for me.
And it was so confusing as well, like, because it was like you have the House of Commons, and then there's certain things where they try to pass bills through, but then people can like reject them, and then they go back and forth and all this stuff. And then there's so many different like levels, and then you have like the complexity of the US one as well. It's like, so they are kind of a figurehead of the country. I'm sure they have some say and play, or like some involvement.
Like the president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
of course.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're like the face, essentially. But I mean, who knows? I mean, goddamn, like 78 years old, dude. 78 years old.
Like I'm
already getting tired.
If I'm bored at 78, I'm going to do like some kind of like really fun, chill job that's like 2 hours a week.
Yes, absolutely. Like, I'll take up a hobby, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, I might want to start reading to, fix that dementia.
Oh, God. Okay, why is people saying he has dementia again? Just because of the...
There's a lot of like... Just Google it.
Okay.
Like there's evidence. I mean, maybe not evidence. I think maybe it is just speculation. Okay. Yeah. But there's definite like... cognitive, maybe it's not dementia, okay, but it's cognitive slowing down of the cognitive abilities.
But I mean, that happens when you get to that age, isn't it?
Exactly. So why are we trusting a person that has limited cognitive abilities? Look, I'm sure he was a lot, like, if you look at like older like interviews of Joe Biden, he's a lot sharper, right?
Yeah.
Because he's younger and like his brain is working. But it's like at that age, it's like you might want to chill, dude.
Exactly. It's just natural deterioration.
Oh, goddamn.
That's going to be us
one
day.
But then if you watch like Bernie talk, like he is sharp. So that's why there's a difference. Like,
of course.
It's not just all old people. It's like, if you watch Bernie talk, I'm like, damn. Like after that first debate when it was a disaster and a half and like both of them were shit as hell. And then Bernie came up. I saw an interview with Bernie and he was just so on top of things. And I was like, fuck, if he was on that stage, he would have killed it.
Yeah. This is the thing. It just depends on
I'm still sad.
I know. It depends on how people age. Well, I mean,
yes.
Some people they lose more of their cognitive abilities.
Yes.
It just depends, right?
Oh my God. How do we prevent it, Daniel?
Well, there's some things we can do, but it is a lot
Play
of
Sudoku.
You be playing it?
I did before.
As a champion.
You as a champion? You good at it? Really?
Yeah.
Really, Daniel?
Good with them numbers. You know
that.
You
is. I is as well. What is that face? But yeah, I mean, Joe Biden, president, woohoo!
I mean, I'm just happy it wasn't Trump.
I'm happy it wasn't Trump.
Yeah. So let's just like see what happens, and
maybe he'll surprise us all.
Exactly. And I hope also that this is a wake up call, because I think I also saw that like if Donald Trump will be like one of the few presidents that wasn't reelected for like another term. I think that
right, because Obama won 2 terms, Clinton won 2 terms. I think
a lot of people won 2 terms.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, and. I think it's a wake-up call to the presidents now, though, as to say,
get your shit together.
Exactly. It's even with Joe Biden. It's like, well, if he wants to get elected for another term, and finish his term when he's in his 90s,
I don't think he can. Is he the oldest president elect?
Let's find out. Google it.
He must be, dude.
What are your guys' thoughts? Is he the oldest president? I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on.
I really hope he doesn't have dementia, because that's really horrible.
That's very sad. And he had a kind of a sad life. Like his wife and his like son passed away in a car accident, I think like years ago, like long time ago. And then he remarried, and then one of his other sons got cancer and passed away.
Oh,
so he's had a very sad life, which is very sad. Let's see. The oldest person to assume the presidency was Donald Trump at the age of 70 years.
Not anymore.
Joe Biden is going to be the oldest president. 78. Did I say 78?
Yeah, 78.
78?
Yeah.
Guys, he's 78.
Wait. Did you say 78 turning 79 soon?
No, I think he's 77 turning 78.
Okay,
but by the time he becomes president, he's going to be 78 years old.
So he'll finish his first term, he'll be 82. And if he gets reelected...
Oh my God, this should not be allowed.
If he gets reelected, he'll finish his last term at 86.
I don't think there's a chance that he's going to get reelected.
He might run again. But you're right. I'm sorry.
What happens though? So, okay, question. So obviously with with the presidency, there's like multiple candidates for the Republican and the Democrat part, right?
Yeah.
But then if you're with Donald Trump and Joe Biden, Was there other Republican, like, can other people run as the Republican candidate?
I believe so, yeah.
Even though Donald Trump is the president? So, like, if you're the president, can other people still try to become the president on your side?
At the same time?
Yes. No, as in, like, am I making sense? So, like, okay, so next time it's going to be it's going to be another election in 4 years. So is it going to be automatically Joe Biden is the presidential candidate for the Democratic side?
For renewal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
I think. I don't actually know. You guys, anyone that's from the States,
like,
can you comment and let us know? Because I have no idea.
But when he's like 80 82, man.
He can also choose not to rerun. And then I think in that situation.
Then you'd have multiple candidates.
Exactly. You could have someone else. And then they'd pick their favorite candidate from the Democrat Party, right?
Right.
I think.
Right.
I don't really
God.
know.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go into politics, Daniel.
Damn. Rose and Daniel for prime minister.
No, but you got to lie all the time.
I know.
I don't think I can do it.
And there's a lot of pressure and
so much pressure.
I just think because at the end of the day, I think one of the hardest things about being in those roles is the fact that like you're just never going to make everyone happy.
Absolutely.
No matter what policy you put into place and no matter what.
Someone's going to hate you.
Exactly. Even if it's such a good policy.
Yeah.
In so many ways, there's always going to, like, you just can't win. And I would hate to be in that position because, like, I like to,
I know.
I'm a people pleaser.
You are a people pleaser. And me too, but you're more so, I think.
Exactly. So, like, if I was in that position and all of a sudden all these people were, like,
hating on us.
Exactly. I'd be like, oh, God, like, get me out.
Oh, God. Seriously, it's bad. It's bad. And, I mean, at the end of the day, these are people too, you know, as much as I just talked all that shit about Biden.
God damn.
But oh my God, can we talk about that young picture of Biden?
Oh, the one
Mother of Christ!
The one I sent you?
Yes.
I know.
Oh,
I hope it. Like, 'cause my friend sent it to me.
Is it real?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me Google. Fox. Oh my God. Oh my. No. I was shocked.
Totally your type, Rose.
Like, if there's a young Joe Biden lookalike at his young age, please hit me up.
Oh, it is him. Like, look.
Oh my God, why is he a fox? Like, he is so good looking. Is this for real? Guys, you have to show that pic, the one that you show. Oh my God, seriously, he's.
Oh.
Like, is that for real?
Hang on, I'm gonna hold it up to
guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this.
So yeah, apparently that's young.
Go on Google. If you're not watching, if you're listening to this, go on Google right now and type in Joe Biden young and Holy Mother of Christ.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my God, I hate aging. Aging sucks.
God. This is the thing that actually really scares me in many ways, guys. Like, just to go off on a tangent here, but the fact that, like, you know,
we're young and hot, and now
we're all gonna get old.
I know.
And then
I know.
We're gonna look back at pictures and be like, people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, that was Rose when she was young. She was a fox." It's like, what
Grandma, that was you.
Like, what am I now?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, it's unfortunate. It happens to everybody.
Exactly. It's part of life.
It's part of life, and we'd be lucky to get, you know, old and wrinkly.
Exactly. Well, this is it.
You don't want to die young and hot. Okay, you want to die old and wrinkly.
Exactly. You wanted to live that good life, have that je ne sais quoi.
Oh my God, but seriously, I am like shocked.
Right?
Like, he is hot, dude. Oh my God. I mean, I guess, like, I'm not too surprised. Like, he's like, you know, like, as an old man, he looks like he would have had a, you know, nice face when he was young. But damn, like, seriously.
Oh God.
Like, oh my God, like, seriously. Oof. Hello, Joe Biden.
Oh, Rose.
Anyways, it's like, you know, in Titanic, we watched Titanic recently, guys, and Daniel cried. Oh,
I always cry.
Daniel's such a sweet little boy when he watches movies, always cries, and I laugh at him.
Yeah.
But I think it's cute.
This is true.
Anyways, we were watching Titanic, and you know, in the beginning when old Rose goes to the ship, or like goes to see the people and sees her painting.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "Yes, that was me, dear. Wasn't I a dish?"
Yeah.
That's going to be me.
I was going to say that is totally going to be you.
I'm like, wasn't I a dish?
Except this is another thing that freaks me out as well about aging is like the words that we use now and like some of our slang, like, like a dish, for example.
Yeah,
like, that's so like from like
right.
We don't say that now.
I haven't even heard of that until
we'll say something like, "Oh my God, wasn't I hot?" And they'll be like, "Oh, Grandma, no one says that anymore. Who says hot? Ew."
What's another term like? Oh, wasn't I like? I guess no one really says fox.
No,
but
fox
like,
is a bit
what's a
older.
term like nowadays? See, we're already getting there. Like, I don't know what the term is now. I don't know. Like a babe. Wasn't I a babe? Anyways.
Yeah. I would say hot, though. I think hot
would still be relevant at that time, no? Like in the future?
It could phase out.
We find out.
They probably thought dish was going to stay around forever, and that went out with the dinosaurs. Maybe some people still say it. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out in about 40 years. We'll revisit this episode.
Oh,
we'll talk to our
God.
grandkids.
That's going to be actually kind of cool. We could look back at these and be like,
right?
oh my God.
I mean, if we're still here by then.
Oh,
If all the technology is still here, it might be just phased out, you know?
Oh, God damn
You know,
it.
like, for example, like CDs and cassette tapes. I mean, I guess you could still listen to those,
Yeah.
but like they're kind of phased out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think I wonder if like, that makes you always think like what's going to be the next thing after,
Yes.
the internet was obviously the biggest, like huge.
I am concerned for
Game
this
changer.
internet situation because I feel like, I don't know if you ever think about this, but
Mhm.
like I think about weird shit like this.
Okay.
I'm like, everything we have, all our identity, like everything is online. It's
Yeah.
all intangible. Even our money. Like you could have millions of dollars and it's just a number on a screen.
Mm,
And it's like not really real. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of real, but it's not real.
mhm.
And then it's like one day the internet's going to crash. And what's going to happen then?
Well, this is a really good point. 'Cause
Yes.
The money one, especially, because if you like think about this, especially nowadays.
I get concerned about this.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like even like you get a job, like you're working your job, your pay gets digitally sent to your bank account.
Yeah.
And then you use your card. I mean, pretty much no one takes out cash these days. Very rarely. So
Especially with the pandemic.
exactly. So everyone's using their card. So the pay goes in, you pay your bills, you do everything online with your card, and literally there's no money really. It's digital numbers exchanged.
Yeah. It's all like, not real.
That's why if someone figures out, and this is why banks and stuff have to have extra good security and stuff, because if some hackers could figure like,
Yeah.
hack into that shit, like they could easily fuck with the system.
Right.
Because like, think about all of our savings, everything.
Everything is in a number.
It's in a number. And if someone cracked that, we could lose everything.
Yeah. It's insane.
Like that's
Yeah.
scary. Like,
But then what would happen in that case? Because then everyone would, I mean, it's not like, most people don't have their like life savings in cash. They have it in a bank account.
exactly. So what would, what would happen? And their retirements, everything.
Everything.
Imagine there was like a digital erase.
That's what I'm afraid of, honestly.
Like what would you do?
I don't know.
Like literally
I think there would be chaos. It would be
100%.
anarchy.
It would be insane. Like, because literally every single thing that we own or
Yeah.
have or whatever,
Uh-huh.
well, not everything, but like majority would just be wiped out
Yeah. So then we just have, the food that we have.
in our fridge. Your personal like
And-
lap.
No one knows how to farm anymore. We're fucked, dude.
I mean,
Sometimes I think about this because I'm like, we're so detached from nature and like how we, originally, came to be. Everything is artificial. Everything is digital. Everything is, just disconnected. And
Yeah.
it's not always, I'm not saying that, we have to go back to nature, but sometimes I think like, how is this sustainable? Like,
yeah.
how long can we live this way?
Do you think that money's eventually gonna get phased out?
I don't know.
Like actual coins? and
Oh, like
money?
cash?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Because I mean,
Honestly, everything else is getting digital.
yeah. Because I mean, like just so few people use cash now.
Yeah. I mean, I use cash sometimes,
Yeah.
but it depends.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I don't know. If they legalize all drugs, then like drug dealers don't need to use cash anymore.
Oh, goddamn, yeah, because they be the money launderers. And that's one of the issues that money launderers have is to get dirty money into the system, into the
Right.
digital system,
Right.
making it clean.
Yeah. It's crazy because if you think about it, even I remember my mom, she would tell me that when she started working, because she was a teacher back in Korea, and she started working, obviously, like, I don't know, maybe it was like 30 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And at that time, they paid her in cash.
What?
They didn't have
Really?
computers. Yeah.
Oh, of course. I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. I'm like, how did this happen? And then I can't remember what the whole story is, but she was like, she had all these stories of like, yeah, everything was like written, like everything had to be written because there's no computers.
Do they have like timestamps and stuff?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, but she was paid in cash.
'Cause I knew. Well, I didn't know, but I've seen in movies and stuff. When at the factories
Yeah.
and
The
wherever
timestamps.
else they'd
Like,
have
I've had that in like restaurants and stuff, like timestamps.
digital ones though with a swipe card.
No.
I've never had one where you put it in and it like stamps it.
Oh, really? No, I've had that.
God damn, when did you start working, Rose? God damn,
I
she
was
was working when
14.
she was 3.
I was 14. No, it was a thing. I think it's still a thing in factories.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, Rose.
Well,
Anyway.
I don't know, Daniel. I mean, just because you didn't start working until you were older, and just because you only worked at a few places in your life, don't mean that your experience is everyone.
I've worked at a lot of places actually, so
Mainly Denny's.
oh god, that was some shade right there. Oh god,
You worked at Denny's for about 10 years.
I did not work there for 10 years.
Almost.
It was a good job while I was in you. Well, you know what? I'm gonna say it. It was a good job while I was in uni.
Every time Daniel and I would get drunk, the next day he would go to work at Denny's, drunk as fuck, still probably hungover as fuck. Pretty sure you puked in the Denny's multiple times during your shift.
Oh God.
Oh, the memories.
It was a nice.
I was amazed that you could work the next day, though.
The reason I liked it is because it was such a just. I worked the brunch shift and it was so chill. Everyone that came in was so chill, and
you made lots of money.
You made good money. Actually,
you made lots of coin.
I'm not sure what it's like serving anymore. Probably not right now with the pandemic, but like like serving in Canada, that's like one thing that's so nice.
So much money.
You make so much money.
It's a little ridiculous though if you actually think about it.
Yeah.
In hindsight, you're like, not in hindsight, but like if you actually, because I was also serving and I didn't want to work any other job because serving, you make so much. You make double the amount that you would make in like, if not more.
More.
Yeah, because like
if you work a minimum wage back then when
it was like $10 for minimum wage. I remember
exactly, and you would probably, if you had a good night, you would easily be making $30 an hour. So it's like there was just like no, and it was cash in your pocket on that day.
Yeah, and you don't have to get taxed on it. So, but it's kind of messed up also because it's like, okay, so then. Yeah, the whole tipping system is a little bit messed up.
It's almost as if you're forcing the public to pay for people's wages.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's like your wages are getting inflated by the fact that, you know, you're getting tips. And actually not the worst place, but I worked in a few places in the UK when I was there. And they used to do this like system where, because like here, it's like you have your tips and then you have to pay a little bit out to like the
bar staff or the kitchen. Yeah.
Exactly. In where I was working in the UK, they had this like pooling system where they pooled all the tips and then they divvied it out in the office.
Right.
But like you didn't see how they divvied it out. There was like a mystery how they divvied it out. And I found out later that like
they were pocketing it.
So many of the managers, and this was a few places.
Of course.
The managers were taking massive amounts of the tips. I remember there was one place that I worked and I got like, I think I worked there for like a month and I'd worked like 2 days a week, so 8 shifts or whatever. And it came time to get our tips, and they was like, "Here's your tips," and it was like £10.
Oh my God!
And I was like, I know that I got more than that because you can see like the debit receipts and stuff. And I was like, what the hell?
This is why you should not tip in the UK. Apparently.
Oh my God, I know it's bad. That's why
up.
People in the UK generally, though, if you're going out for dinner, you always ask like if you get really good service, you say, "Oh, do the tips go to you or to the house?"
Right. Yeah.
Because if it goes to the house, don't pay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, the whole like tipping thing, because it's like, if you think about it, like certain services you tip and then certain services you don't tip. And it's like, it's all very like made up and arbitrary. It's very like,
it's strange.
Yeah.
I get the general concept behind tipping about like, if you get good service, you should tip, right? But it's like, it has got
it's
out
like
of
mandatory.
control.
Yeah. Now it's like completely mandatory.
Well, and they put them up so much.
What do you mean they put them up?
So before, when you used to go out to a restaurant, it would be like, okay, this would be the tiers. So you go in there and it's like, okay, if you got okay service, it was like 10, and these would be the automatic buttons, right?
Oh, the automatic buttons, right?
15%, and the highest if you got exceptional, it was 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all changed. The lowest is 15% that you can put in. I was like, when did this change?
You can change it custom,
of course, but
then, you know, then it's awkward. Yeah,
because then you're that person that custom changed it to 10%. And then they look at you.
Well, I mean, if they had. If you be cheap as hell, you'd be only given 10%.
No, but I don't usually, but it's just like surprised when those are the options you get faced
true.
with. You're like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, and now I mean our minimum wage is pretty high. It's $15 an hour.
Exactly.
So servers are getting paid $15 an hour. Like when we were serving, we were getting paid like maybe like $10 an hour.
I think it was $8.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So we did rely heavily on the tips, and the problem is also that I love how this is turning into a complaining about tips, but also one of the problems was that. Because if you're a server, you know, working and you have, because you have to tip out a certain percentage of your tips to the kitchen staff or a percentage of your sales or something. So you have to take the money out of the tips that you earned that night and then give it to, you know, the people that work in the back, which is fair enough. But then that makes it almost it's pretty much obligatory for the customers to tip you. Not really, but like, if they don't, that means you're losing money on that table.
This is what a lot of people don't get is like, if you don't tip on a table, like even if it's like a small tip, but like if you don't tip, like every restaurant has a tip out. So like basically some is higher than others. Some could be like 5%, 6%. Some are as high as 5 or 6%. Whereby if your bill was $100 and you don't leave a tip, that server's just lost $5 or $6.
Yeah.
Just to serve you.
Yeah. I know. It's so annoying.
And like some of the restaurants are so bad too. Like they'll like make you responsible for walkouts.
Oh, yeah. I remember I worked at a sports pub and they told us that we were responsible for walkouts.
Legally, they shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Really? Is that
it's not,
true?
that's not their, like,
Yeah.
yes, you should be vigilant and stuff, but
Yes.
you should never put yourself in a position where you're chased, because it's dangerous as well. Right. Like if
Right.
it could be a criminal or something.
Right.
Like, obviously that's what the manager's there for. That's what other people, you should keep track of your tables.
I
But
know.
like, I don't think that should be your responsibility. If someone
Yeah.
walks out, that you have to pay for it.
Yeah, I've definitely had
That's
at least
ridiculous.
I've had a few walkouts and I had to pay for it.
I know.
I know.
That's such bull.
I hated working there.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's closed now. Fuck you.
Oh,
Fuck,
damn.
fucking sports pub.
Just like everywhere in this city.
Oh goddamn. Well, I'm glad that place is closed.
God.
Anyways, oh my gosh, have we been talking
I
a
think
lot?
I think it's time, Rose. to
It's
say
time to
goodbye.
say goodbye. Guys, did you enjoy our rant about cancer, society, corruption, about the election, about the health system in the health issues that kids face due to poor dietary choices? I mean, we covered a lot of topics today.
And don't forget to talk about our
tips.
and serving culture in Canada. So
God, you learned so much with us, don't you?
it's an educational podcast.
God damn. Well, we better do some research if we're going to call
I
ourselves
know.
educational.
I think that's why we have the caveat, though, when you started spewing Rose's conspiracy theories. We were like, just to let you guys know, we need to do more research.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, take whatever we say with a grain of salt, but you know we're right about everything. I'm just joking. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening.
guys.
As always, make sure you check out our Patreon if you want to join us for bonus episodes every single month.
Yeah.
And you get the episodes a week earlier than everybody else. So it's patreon.com/the SaVeg and follow us on.
I was like, lost my train of thought. Follow us on Instagram at the SaVeg Podcast, and interact with us, send us messages. We love to hear from you guys. And then also, if you haven't already, if you are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and if you are listening to us from iTunes or podcast, iTunes,
Give us a rating. Give us a rating. Okay?
Spotify,
5 stars.
Tell us how much you love us.
Tell us how much you love us.
We appreciate.
I know
we
you
want to
love
hear
us.
from you. From you.
From yous. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.